Hey everybody, welcome back to I Know a Guy. If you're new here, my name's Anthony. I'm a business profit advocate. On this show, we interview entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals, and just people doing cool things. For example, today we're meeting with Jeanne Omlor, founder of the multi-seven-figure coaching company Jeanne Omlor International. Jeanne is a dynamic coach, entrepreneur, and podcast host whose passion for empowering others has transformed countless lives. How are you doing today, John?
I'm doing amazing. How are you doing? How are you
Oh,
doing, Anthony?
pretty good. I think I'm missing this cold that everybody's getting in my area.
Oh,
So I'm lucky so far. So I'm hoping to kind of keep it at bay. So I'm taking some extra vitamin D and some vitamin C, and we'll see what happens. So,
awesome. I actually had that cold. I'm just getting over it.
oh yeah, no, that's no fun. My girlfriend has it real bad, and she's just miserable. And I'm like,
Oh.
you can keep it, right? I don't want to share it. So, but where are you calling in from? Where are you located?
I'm in Clearwater, Florida.
Okay, awesome. How's Florida this time of year?
It's funny. It got really cold, which was great. It was like cold. Now it's back to mild, mild weather and actually slightly hot here and there. Yeah, we
Yeah.
we hardly have a winter here.
Yeah, I get that. So you say really cold, and coming from Iowa, we definitely have different definitions. So what's really
Mm.
cold for that part of Iowa? Sorry, Florida.
I think it was 20 degrees Celsius the other day. So what is that in Fahrenheit?
40-ish, probably? No,
Probably
probably more
no
than that.
more
Probably
than
closer to 50, 60
yeah, yeah,
around
probably
there.
around 60. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
cold.
yeah, yeah. No, I get that. It's different, but yeah, especially when you're not used to it. So you can keep this super hot, and we'll take the cold.
Well, actually, yeah, actually prefer hardly any winter. So we moved here on purpose because of that.
Mm.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, you knew what you're getting into then. So
hmm
where were you from originally?
Well, okay. So originally I was from California, but then I grew up in Australia, also very hot because I grew up in Perth. Then I lived in Europe for 8 years, mainly Paris for 6 years. And then I lived in New York for 19 years. We certainly had winter there but very hot in summer there. And then we were in Cincinnati for 5 years. So I didn't dig that so much because it was like really hot and humid and then really cold in winter. So now we're in Florida.
Yep, that's the Midwest. It's you get all four seasons, but you get them good and hard. So yeah.
Yeah.
So out of all those places, I haven't been to Perth. I haven't been to, California. Where would you recommend somebody visit, and what do you recommend they do there?
Well, I love Paris. I think Paris, if you haven't been to Paris in your life, go because it's just Paris. It's like Rome. If you haven't been to Rome, go to Rome. So those are two places that are mind-blowing. I do love New York. I'm glad I got out though before COVID. That was really strategic, but it was not on purpose. I mean, it was providential. Um, I still have a soft spot for New York, but I would not want to live there anymore. Like I did that. Um, so. I think also Florida, a lot of people love Florida. There's beaches and it reminds me of Perth actually. So I think that's why I'm here. Um, is it very hot sometimes? Yeah, sure, but you can stay inside and it's not like Dubai. Now Dubai gets to 57 degrees Celsius. That's 134 degrees Fahrenheit. That I don't want to live in. I was there actually visiting and I went in high season, which is when it's actually cooler. It's the opposite for Dubai.
Mm.
So it's all relative, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. People will say, "Oh, it's dry heat." Yeah, it's still 134. I don't care how dry it is. That's hot.
It's not
So,
dry. It's very humid in
oh
Dubai. Yeah.
no. Okay, well
Yeah.
then I don't know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't want to go there anyway. So,
Right.
awesome. Okay, awesome. Well, what can you tell us about what you do?
Okay, so I am a coach, a business coach. I have two levels that I work with. I have a multi-million dollar coaching business helping coaches, consultants, and also certain service providers like digital marketers or people like that come to me, and we help them to grow, sell as many high ticket offers as possible, basically with organic marketing. So it's not to do with ads. So that's that bread and butter. I also have an extremely high end offer that I was telling you about the other day, actually, for top CEOs. And that's why I was in Dubai actually meeting with some. Um, that's a very high end elite offer, and that's sort of like by appointment only. But I just like to be really transparent about everything I'm doing. But the main thing is the coaches and consultants.
Okay. Well, so you've had quite the journey. How'd you go from being, a broke single mom 5 years ago to where you are now?
Well, the story is I'd already been coaching 8 years, okay? And I was teaching I was a business coach, and I was teaching all sorts of businesses, just how to get more clients, marketing, all of that. And then I was also, I'm an executive leadership coach. So I was going into companies and teaching them about communication, productivity, also marketing. So I was doing two things. And I did okay. But then when I it was just a hustle because it's not ever going to explode, that kind of marketing. It's just you're getting one and you might get more. And it just felt heavy. And I did okay. But then when I moved to Cincinnati, that wasn't working at all because it worked in New York. There are more people. And I thought, wow, this is really not working. And I was networking like mad. I was teaching that. I was out there, I was an ambassador for, a local chamber. And after 2 years, I thought, this isn't working. This really just is not. Where you have to really look at things. And it's like, okay, I got a couple of clients and I was getting deeper debt. So I woke up one morning and I thought, okay, this is definitely not working. This is just not working. I've got to do something. I didn't know about online marketing. And I thought, I've just got to learn that. I've just got to get online. Now, it's going to be a really steep hill to climb, but it's not working. And I've got to just do that. So I found a program, which was not the best program, but you see, I deal with things with the belief nothing is ever going to be perfect. I don't go towards things thinking, oh, I'm going to hire that person. It's going to be all perfect. That isn't life. And I think that's part of my success is I understand nothing's going to be perfect. I just make the best of things. So I hired them and they were trying to teach me ads. And I said, ads are not going to work for me. And they said, oh, yeah, you're right. They're not. I said, okay. But that's why I paid you 10K. And they said, okay, you got to do organic marketing. And I literally said, what is that? Is that like carrots? And they said, no, Jeanne, it's not like carrots. I said, well, I've never heard of this. What is it? They said, go talk to people online and you get clients without ads. And I said, really? Okay. Well, I'm going to learn that because that's really the only way. So I worked like a maniac. And in 8 weeks, I figured out a kind of system of how to get clients online without ads and without doing funnels and all that stuff and building your email list. And people were like, wow, how did you do that? And I started getting more clients and I got to $1 million in 17 months without ads. And then we kept going and it's been 5 years now.
That's awesome, and especially because you were doing something and you realize this isn't working, this isn't doing what I wanted to, and then instead of jumping ship and trying the next shiny thing, you just kind of doubled down and figured out how to make it work. So that's real commendable. A lot of us are kind of get that shiny object mentality where it's like, okay, now I'm going over here, now I'm going over here, and you kind of stay in that perpetual loop of not getting what you want. So
Hmm.
that's awesome. You've been doing it for years, and obviously you've had some hard-won lessons. If somebody's starting out, if they're looking to become a coach, what's some, basic advice you can give somebody that maybe, you learned and wish somebody would have told you from the beginning?
Okay, it's funny. I was just talking to a coach a minute ago, and he said to me, I wish that I'd spoken to you 5 years ago. There's just a lot of noise about things to do. Like, oh, you have to go build your email list. Of course, building an email list as you're going is important. It's good eventually, but you don't like spend a year building an email list and waiting. You just passively in the background, sure. You don't count on that for clients. It's not like you send an email and everybody goes, oh, yay. So I think there's this real unrealistic idea with not just coaches, with business people starting a business that I'm going to do one thing and it's going to be a home run. I'm going to win an Oscar. It's kind of like the actors I used to work with. They're all just trying to win an Oscar. I'm like, you're not going to win an Oscar. Maybe you will, maybe, but one person, two or three people or whatever win the best Oscar a year. And y'all are not going to win it because there's not enough Oscars, right? So clearly we're not all going to win Oscars, right? Now, with marketing, the good thing is everybody can do well. It's not limited. That's great. That's what I loved about being a coach. I thought, oh, I can do well. It's not like one person wins the I'm a good coach. I'm making money as a coach. So I think to boil it down, you're not going to get a flood of clients because you put a shingle up. You're not going to get a flood of clients because you put a website up. That is not going to get you a flood of clients. That is a myth. But they think, oh, if I just get a website, what you have to learn from the very beginning is what gets clients is lead generation for every business. You have to focus on lead generation because the number one thing for a business is cash flow. That's the oxygen of a business. So if you're not thinking about cash flow, you're not thinking about the right thing. If you're thinking about just doing a website and building a list and blah, 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 and buying a new chair and paying for an office and buying a new computer, got to have a mindset. How do I go get that first client ASAP? That's the mindset. And that's actually what I teach my clients because they've been doing all sorts of stuff. They're on all sorts of, they're paying memberships to coaching platforms that have not gotten them clients, but it's just, it feels like, oh, hope. So they're with their hope marketing. I hope I'm going to go on this platform and pay them $300 a year and they're going to get me a flood of clients. If that worked, everybody would be on that platform. They're just churning. They're getting the membership. And this guy I spoke with this morning. He goes, I've been on there for years. I haven't gotten one client. I said, of course not, because it's just churning. So stop paying for things that are low end, hoping they're going to work. Because If that worked that well, they'd be charging way more than $300 a year,
Oh,
right?
yeah. All of
It,
that helps, but it's not the core. You're
well, it
absolutely
might not help.
right.
It's
True.
just so they're leaking a lot of bits and pieces. So, and when you add it all up, it's a lot of money. It's like, okay, the 300 for that, and then he's paying for this and he's paying for that. He's probably paying about $1,500 a year for nothing, right? So understand what you need to do always with a business is find somebody that has done exactly what you want to do and hire them and pay them because people are not going to they'll give stuff away for free, but it's not like I am not going to put somebody through my whole program that has me and many other coaches for free because I would lose a lot of money. So I would never give that for free because then I would actually lose money. I'd be because I'm paying a bunch of people and me. So you're never going to get that level for free. Why would I give something away for free and lose money? Then I'm not a business. I'm not a success. And you shouldn't be listening to me if I do that because then I'm not making money. Therefore, I'm a bad coach. Get it? They don't understand that. That if I did that, then you wouldn't even want to listen to me because I'd be losing money as a coach. So don't be cheap with yourself and invest in yourself. Figure out what do I want to do? Who has done that already? Can I ask them to mentor me? Or if they are a mentor and not a coach, if they're a coach, I'm going to pay them because it's worth it. That's the way forward. Shortcut. I pay coaches for everything. As soon as I want to know something, is there a coach? I find coaches like, okay, is there a coach that does that? Yeah, okay. Like my kid is going to be in college soon. I hired a coach to get sponsor, scholarships. We didn't know how to do that. It was my, why not? So see the money we're going to save getting scholarships because I hired a coach instead of trying to figure it out ourselves. I don't have time for that.
Yeah,
You
that's
know, it's like, why? Just pay the coach.
we realize that in every other area of our lives too, where it's,
Yes.
yeah, I want to go from Florida to visit Paris. I could
Right.
swim. I absolutely could swim. I'd
Yeah.
probably drown.
Yeah.
Or I could just, pay for the ticket and do what they do
Exactly.
every single day and just let that work. So, uh,
And yeah, you will get there.
yeah,
Right? You will get there.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the important part. Yeah. Not only is it a cheat code shortcut, but it
Hmm.
actually works and it's
Right.
proven because they do it every single day. So,
Hmm.
absolutely. So, you've been doing this long enough. Obviously, you have some passion for it. What's your favorite thing?
My absolute, and I was thinking about this yesterday on my morning walk. I was like, okay, I'm always thinking about what brings me joy. And I think that we have to think about that, by the way, as a life thing. What brings me joy? Am I having joy with this? If I'm not, get somebody to do something that's not joyful. So I thought, what is my joy? What really rocks my boat? You know what it is? Is when people thrive because I've helped them. When a coach that I'm working with goes, "Oh my gosh, I just got this XYZ client. I get such a buzz out of it." And it's not just that. My purpose, I have several purposes, but my helping other people in the world purpose, one of them, the main one, is to help other people to thrive. Now, the moment I'm helping coaches and consultants and I'm helping the high-end people, I'm actually figuring out how I can help like everyday people to thrive because that rocks my boat. Why? Because I'm emotionally connected to it because I didn't do well for a lot of my life. I was poor. I was broke and it is not fun. That's not a life. When I could if I could add up all the time that I spent worrying about not having money and trying to make ends meet before I had kids even, like when I was living in Paris on a shoestring, it's fun for a little bit, but it takes away time where you could be creating stuff. I could be painting or doing other stuff instead of worrying about finances. So if I could help people to not worry so much, get their time back and do stuff that brings them joy. I mean, what a gift. So that is what rocks my boat. And I just got goosebumps. It's helping other people to thrive. That's my thing.
Yeah, I really like that. Serving, helping folks, that's the big thing because I bring it up in almost every podcast anymore where, there's that commonality we all look at like the Zig Ziglar, help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you
Hmm.
want. It
Mm.
goes back even further, the Bible, you reap what you sow, it goes back even
Hmm.
further to karma. We're all saying it different ways. It's just human
Mm.
nature, human law. So I always like hearing it said differently from somebody else because we're all doing the same, we all love the same bit, but we all have a different approach to it. So I really like that.
Mm.
Um, how about when you're looking for clients, who are some folks that might be your a good avatar or somebody that if they have XYZ problem, you can help them out every single time?
Coaches, consultants, and online service providers. Because what's happened with coaches, mainly and consultants, and certain online service providers is and they're completely stuck. They're great coaches, and some of them are like not business coaches. So let's take like a life coach. They're good at life coaching. They're not teaching people business, right? So they need to learn how to be in the business and then do their life coaching. And it's not all mixed up. It's you got to learn how to do your marketing, and then you got to learn how to life coach. And I think the reason why we can help is they're mixing up, they're feeling like, oh, I'm a failure. You're not a failure, you're a good life coach. Just don't know how to market because that's not what you do. So those are the people that are good at what they do, or they know they're good. We also help people that want to be coaches because I see people. I don't see dead people. I see people. When people come to me, I'm like, whoa, they could be a great coach. And all that's standing in their way is they don't know how to market themselves. So I would love helping those people as well because it changes lives. Wow, I came to Jeanne Omlor. I didn't even have a business. She helped me get a high ticket like program or offer in place, went out and started getting clients. Boom. Because I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not that person that's going to ask you how many degrees you have. Or it's like, let's see, what can you do? What's your mission? How do you want to help people? I help visionaries. I only coach visionaries, people that are visionaries, people that want to help other people. So those are the people, and also coaches that have just been stuck a while, like not getting the clients, and they've got a lot in place sometimes, like a website, and they've tried a lot of things. Maybe they even tried ads and they didn't work. And they're just like, how do I get the clients? And that's a problem. Getting the clients is a problem. I'm the money gal. It's like a very simple problem. How do I get clients? And we help solve that.
Yeah, I really like that. I was talking to a gentleman the other day. His name's Andy.
Mhm.
He was talking about all of us having our own unique ability,
Mhm.
and finding somebody that has corresponding unique ability. So I might
Mhm.
have this talent, but I don't know how to market it. I don't know how to,
Mhm.
turn it into a business. I don't know how to,
Mhm.
share what I can do very well, better than anybody with the world. So I really like that. That's your unique ability. You can kind of your
Mhm.
superpower. You can go in and say, this is what you're really good at. Let's show people. So I really
Right.
like that. Synergizes well with a lot of people out there that would otherwise not know better. So,
Yes.
uh, what about power partners? Who are some folks that maybe you synergize really well with? You both can help serve the same clients, or you can kind of create collaborative relationships with.
Mm. Well, often digital marketers that don't know how to do organic marketing um, want me to come in and like talk about the organic marketing piece because it helps their clients. Because if you're doing organic marketing, it actually helps the ads work better. So they know that. And I don't know, just sometimes other coaches that aren't teaching the marketing part, they're good partners because they're teaching something else. And they're like, wow, I really don't know how to teach them this. And they are well-meaning towards their clients. They want their clients to also thrive, but it's not what they do. So they're like, well, I don't do this, but Jean does. And I also always pay a 10% commission for that.
Awesome. Is there anything that I missed or failed to ask that you really wanted to mention, or anything pressing coming up?
Yeah, I mean, I want to just talk about like um not general mindset. Everybody talks about mindset. It's basically if you really want to do something in your life, you can. Because if unless it's something like unreasonable, like, well, even now, older people can be models, so that's changed, right? And people that don't have skinny bodies can be models, so that's changed. So that used to be my example, but that's been turned on its head now, right? If you really want to do something, do it. Just say, I'm going to do this. I'm deciding to do it. I will work it out. And then don't do one step and then go, oh, that didn't work. And then retreat and go, oh, that didn't work. Because that's not what works. I was also thinking about this on my morning walk. When you say, I will do this, you have to understand it's not going to work like magic. And there are going to be setbacks, failures. When you say, I'm going to do this, build in already, there will be failures. There will be setbacks. Because what people do is they say, I'm going to do this. And then there's a tiny little setback. And no, I didn't work. That's not doing something. If you want to do something really, just decide because you are worthy and ready right now, not when or if or when I have this or when I have that or when somebody does this for me. That's not life. I see things very clearly now. You want to do it, you decide, just do it.
Nope, absolutely true. It's another universal law that if you want something that's going to be valuable, it's going to hurt a little bit. If
Mhm.
you want to get stronger or, look better, you go to the gym, you're going to be sore. You're going to have to put in work. If you want to create your own career, if you want to start doing something that you really love and really think would be awesome, you're going to have failures. Just acknowledge it up front that you're going to be better because of it too. So,
Mhm.
anything worth having is worth kind of suffering a little bit for. So that's awesome. I really like that. Well, if folks out there they see this, they go, Jean's awesome. I need to talk to her. What's the best way that people reach you?
Well, I have a website, my name, jeanneomlor.com. That's JeanneOmlor.com. And if you do /reviews, you'll see all of our client success. And you can book a call there if you want to chat with me or get on a sales call. And then all over social media, my name on Instagram, my name on LinkedIn and Facebook.
Perfect. And if anybody would like to get a hold of her, absolutely do reach out. She's a wealth of knowledge. She knows exactly what she's talking about, and you'll be better off having that conversation than not. Especially if you are looking to start something. Have that conversation. Take that shortcut. Take the plane to Paris. Don't swim. So, if anybody out there's a little shy and you would like an introduction, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to introduce you as well if you prefer that three-way communications. But otherwise, if anybody would like to be interviewed, feel free. Find my link tree in the description as well. Grab a time. Love to have a conversation with you. But Jean, I really appreciate you taking your time and pouring into us. It's super awesome to hear from you. I love our conversations. So let's all get out there, learn a little bit from it, meet some more people. All right.